Long time no see. The dust has collected on my bookshelves. It has been so long since I decided to sit down and film anything, honestly. I haven't really posted on my TikTok. I've just been trying to focus on not falling into a slump with my writing. The last time that I actually filmed was probably like several months ago, really long time. It is now December of 2024, coming to the end, almost 2025. I don't know why, today I just got this inspiration to start filming again, or just to make a video in general again. I think this may be because I am finally making progress with my book. So if you don't know, I am writing my very first book. It is a very cyberpunky, fantastical, it's just a mix of everything. I have promoted my book and what it is about, and I even wrote the blurb on the back of my cover, and all that is different. So I made some major changes to my book very recently. So if you didn't know, my book, I first pitched it as a fairies live in a cyberpunky world, there's shadow magic, there's just more of the Irish folklore with all the fairies and fae and things like that. Now, this is something that I didn't know when I was making that, is I didn't realize how much of a distance I felt from my characters and just from my book in general because of that. So I guess I don't know how I pinpointed it, but I was just like, one day I just came to this realization. I was like, wait, why am I writing a book about folklore that I don't even know and I don't relate to? I'm not Irish at all. My characters are all either fully Asian or at least half Asian. In my experience, I've never seen an Asian fairy before, and yeah, I could be the first, but it didn't feel right writing about folklore that I have no idea about and I don't come from, and honestly that I don't have any other interest about. I feel like it's just something that I see a lot these days, and I would love to see folklore from my own culture. And if you guys don't know, I am Korean, and so I decided to implement some Korean folklore in here. And I don't know if I want to be specific on what I added because I might want to keep that just a little bit of a secret until I can fully flesh out all my ideas and stuff like that. But the thing is, I rewrote my prologue and I moved my original prologue to the first chapter, so hopefully that will be okay. But after writing that first prologue, I just felt so good, and it made me honestly excited to write about it. And like, I was reading it and I was like, oh, I want to know more. It was like me with that. So I did do a lot of research. So I did lots and lots of notes. Now this huge notebook is where I store all of my book stuff. I think I've written in this since like when I first started my book. Let me see. So yeah, I wrote my very first summaries of what I wanted my book to be. The first time I was writing anything, so I wrote down some keywords that I thought would be helpful. And then just lots of like brainstorming stuff, pages and pages of brainstorming. This is when I was writing my first draft, so lots of that. And then I started doing Save the Cat notes, and I started writing down more things and just like expanding my world and expanding it in my mind as well, not just on page. There's some brainstorming in here for other book ideas that I got, so that was nice. And so I did more research about the actual folklore that I wanted to add into my book and implement it into it. So I wanted to make sure I was being as accurate to the folklore and things like that, and not straying too far from the meaning behind all of this and the purpose of them, I guess. And so I was doing a lot of research about adding new ideas and stories to the existing folklore, so I was very nervous about that. I was very scared of being torn apart and like copyrighted, but I mean, this folklore is years old, so it's pretty much open to anybody. So I made sure that I was just still staying true to the actual stories and the purpose and the meaning behind all of these creatures and things like that. So I started adding my own little twist to it, and when I mean twist, I mean like own situations that don't alter the meaning or anything of these creatures and the folk that I'm talking about. So yes, in short, I added Korean folklore into my book and implemented it into it. So that changed up a lot of the things. That changed up what it means as my characters, what they are now that I'm not making them fae anymore, what this means for the story and how the story will go, what this means for the magic system. Obviously with them being fae, it was very easy to connect the magic system into them just being very magical fairies. So now I had to recreate where my magic comes from and how it came to that and connecting it all to the creatures that I have added. So this is all very new, but it is making me so excited to write about it and makes me feel so much more connected to these characters and the story in general. Like, I just feel like it's really coming from the heart now. It's not coming just from the brain, and all the other stories that I have seen just, you know, coming all into one into my own story. I feel like I'm coming from a place that I have never really seen many stories about these characters and these creatures, and so I'm just really excited. And I've been writing some very fun scenes that I'm really excited about. I'm actually in the middle of writing one, the scene that I brainstormed a little bit, and so I'm getting it onto page and I'm very excited. So now it's just a lot of chapter outlines, more brainstorming if I need. So I believe when I was last talking to you guys and filming my writing process, I was kind of bouncing back between rereading it back from the beginning and starting to edit it again, and then coming back to it after a break, not liking what I edited, and going all the way back to the beginning and keep doing that. And it became a big cycle that I just really got trapped in, and it made me feel like I wasn't doing anything, I wasn't making any progress, I was just stuck in my head about it. I didn't like how my writing was going, I didn't like how I sounded. I did not like it. So now coming back to this and having these new greater ideas, I feel like ever since I started writing it again, I feel like my writing and my voice is able to shine through this content that I've added, and it just feels so much better and so much more put together and very digestible and readable, and it doesn't sound stupid. I don't know if anybody does this, if you guys do, right? Sometimes I will, like when I'm actively writing it, I kind of hear it in a mix of my voice, and if the character is talking, a mix of my character's voice. But when I'm reading it back, it's very easy for me to hear it in my head in my own voice, and then that just makes it all cheapen, and I don't like the sound of it. So yeah, it's been a struggle. I just feel like I've been rambling. But now I've officially called it Draft 4. This is Draft 4. It has been officially over a year since I first started this idea and started writing all this, so yes. So today is Monday the 16th of December, and I am sat down at my computer to get some work done. Usually I've been liking sitting downstairs with my new MacBook that I got. That's also been fueling my writing addiction. So I've been sitting downstairs on like a very comfy couch in front of the Christmas tree with some ambience and writing. But today I really just wanted to write on my beautiful keyboard that a very nice friend made for me. Some keyboard ASMR. Anyways. Okay, my camera really cut and interrupted me because I needed more space. Yeah, when I was filming a few months ago and uploading on YouTube, I was using my very old camcorder. It's back there, I don't think you can see it. But I decided to use my phone this time and try and clear up space. But I love videos and pictures. But anyways, as I was saying, I have my coffee in my Daryl Dixon cup. I am actually running out. The book that I am currently reading, I've been borrowing from the library because books are expensive, but there's so many good releases that I want. Anyways, so I'm reading The Darkness Within Us by Tricia Levenseller. Yes, by Tricia Levenseller. I have been loving it. I read The Shadows Between Us when this first came out, like 2020, somewhere around there. So I read that and I really enjoyed it. I loved it. When this came out, I was very excited to read it. So far, I am on chapter 5, which is page 50, and I haven't been having time with this busy weekend to read, but I have renewed it, so I have more time to read this, and I'm enjoying it. It's pretty fun so far. The main character she's a silly, goofy time, and a girl boss, so we love to see it. So that is what I'm reading on the side. I have my setup in front of me. I'll show you. I have my computer screen in front of me, which is where I write. I write on Reedsy, by the way. I have 95,005 words. This is only my 4th draft, so we'll see how that goes. So I have my main screen here, and I have my second monitor where I just like to watch things, whether it be streams or videos or ambience, whatever that is. My notes and my book and my water and my coffee. So I'm clearing up space on my phone, so hopefully I'll have more time to film like time lapses of me writing and whatnot. Let's get writing. It's already 2 p.m. I am a little bit busy throughout the end of this day. I'm gonna go watch Wicked with my mom and sister, so that will be fun. So hopefully I can get some work done before then. Let's see. Good afternoon, I am back. It is now Wednesday and I started this on Monday, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. But I wanted to talk through a little bit of what I did today and a recap of yesterday because I wasn't able to talk to you guys directly yesterday. So yesterday I worked on chapter 12. Basically, I was supposed to be working on chapter 13 yesterday and 14 today. But I decided to go back and kind of rework the chapter 12 because when I wrote it on Monday, I did not like it. I kind of reworked it. By kind of, I mean I literally just changed everything about it. I had an outline of the, I don't know, words weren't wording on Monday. My brain was really stuck. I couldn't focus. The words just came out really chonky and choppy and just not good. So when I went back through it yesterday, I felt a lot better about it. The words were kind of flowing again. Felt a lot better about it. So finished up chapter 12, and then today I kind of skimmed through chapter 12 and just kind of see where I left off, kind of get back in that emotion of my characters. And then I worked on chapter 13. So right now I'm on my 4th draft, obviously, but I really changed the direction and literally everything about my book since draft 3, since I finished draft 3. So everything is different. So a lot during this draft 4 phase, I am mostly rewriting than editing. So I'm adding a lot of different scenes, taking out different scenes to replace them with new ones, kind of reworking a lot of the plot lines and adding more things and kind of expanding on stuff and adding more meat to the bones that I want to keep of my story previous to this draft. So it's just it's taking a lot more creativity than the editing process would usually do because this is majority rewriting than editing. So I wrapped up chapter 13 today and that finished at 4 minutes and it is 1,098 words. So chapter 12 was like 11 minutes long. It was 2,700 words. So I wanted to make chapter 13 just a little bit more of a crispier, shorter chapter, so this one's less than 5 minutes. So because you know what, after a long chapter I would hate to see another long chapter. I want to be rewarded with a nice short chapter, and this one ends with a little bit of a punch. So I like where this is going. It feels a little shaky. I'm less confident with this chapter than I was with last chapter. Last chapter I feel like I really was able to write down onto paper what I really saw in my mind, but today I was kind of a little bit iffy on the outline that I did yesterday for this chapter, so I kind of just wrote it out, just wrote whatever I thought was best. But if I want to go through it again and kind of rework it, I will tomorrow. We're heading towards very unventured territory, which I'm excited and scared about. I'm scared because I feel like I'm not capable enough, but it's okay. So the rest of this week I am a little bit busy because on Friday I have a little holiday get together. So yesterday I didn't film it. I thought I did, but I didn't. I made a big batch of banana bread, I think that you would have seen this morning. By the way, it is now 2 p.m. and I woke up late. I woke up at 9. Had a rough morning. I had to sleep in. So I was batch making and testing out my recipe tomorrow because I'm gonna be bringing some banana bread, yummy banana bread, on Friday. So I made dinner and then I kind of just hung out for the rest of the day. So I'm glad with the progress that I got done. I'm glad I could come back and film it after not filming for several months. I feel like I'm a lot more comfortable talking from the camera. Maybe it's because I'm more confident of what I'm talking about, which is my book, and I feel more confident in it, so maybe. But thank you for coming back if you guys came from my earlier videos, and if you're new here, hello. And I'm excited to hopefully keep filming my progress because I think it really does keep me a little bit more motivated, even though it is more work on my to-do list, but it's for a good cause. So thank you for kind of just listening to me ramble about my book and other things like that. I didn't read this vlog, so hopefully I can finish that library book before it is due. Thank you from me and my Christmas tree. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that you enjoyed my conversation, one-way conversation. But we can keep that going in the comments if you wanted to. I hope to come back and see you in another writing vlog or reading vlog, depending on how I'm feeling. And I hope you have a good day or night, and I'll see you in my next one.